What up, boys? So today I wanted to present you an interesting idea that I have regarding life, regarding those times when we're kind of lost in our lives and we try to find the best solution. So the main thing about this thought that I have is about life, looking at life as a room which has, couch, table, like a living room, chairs, windows, doors, but the room is actually dark. Like there's no light in the room, there's no sun outside, so you don't really see anything much than just shapes, but you can't really tell, if this shape represents a table, is it a couch? And this is how we sometimes think about life as well. Like we kind of stumble upon life, making decisions, thinking that we are objective, that we objectively see things. When actually, in reality, I think each single one of us actually thinks subjectively, and there is not really a possibility to view the present in an objective way. I think you always view present subjectively because the room is dark. You never know what is around the corner. You never know what kind of action will lead to what kind of outcome. So let's say you want to take a risk and just jump in your couch, but you end up jumping on a table, and you hurt yourself. That's because the room is dark, you never know what will happen. And only looking back at things and decisions that we have made, we can actually see life somewhat objectively, That's why we always beat up ourselves, about it. Like, oh my God, like, how could I not see this coming? Or how can I make this dumb decision? But it's only because you can view the past somewhat objectively. Because when you look at the past, the room is illuminated. The lights are on. You can see how you stumbled upon all of these obstacles, how you went around the couch, how you, bumped into the table, and how you finally reached the door, or didn't reach the door. Or the door was just there, just next to you, but you never, took the left turn to actually open it. So this is how I look at that. And I think oftentimes we think that we always are objective and that we always have thoughts that are objectively true, And that's why I see a lot of these debates online, people, trying to prove their point, prove their truth. But I think what is happening, like even though they are quite fun and interesting to watch, they're kind of counterproductive because debates lately are about just pushing your opinion onto the other person, just how to win the argument, how to, kind of push your truth onto the other person, when in reality, both of you are subjective and both of your ideas are subjective. They're not objective. But I think you kind of lose the point of that, because out of debate you should gain some perspective. You should, just learn maybe a new way how to look at the room, maybe a new way how to scout the room, Maybe you were hugging the walls all the time and just, going around the room multiple times and never finding the right destination. Well, maybe other person, even though being subjectively as well, maybe they use like crawling around the room, and they found something that you maybe have never even thought about looking for. So this is why I think we have to always keep in mind that we are subjective in the present, and only looking back at the past we can be objective. This is important to understand because sometimes it can be that we are afraid to do something, judging from our past experience, and you always try to find the best and safest way, when in reality you can't. It will all be subjective. So there's no possible way to know the objective truth when you're in a dark room and you can only see shapes, And from the other side, you'll always have to be willing to take risks as well. Because when you just sit in a corner or, always just try to be careful, you may miss out on opportunities in your life. And even then, it'll be subjective. Only after some while has passed, you will be able to see the full picture, The room will be lit up and you would see the path that you took. And you also don't have to be, sad about it if you missed on some things, because that's how life is. And you just, we are always viewing it subjectively. So that is a thought that I want to leave you with today, guys, and hopefully you enjoyed it. I will be making more videos like this in the future, just sharing my thoughts. So until the next time.
Mm-hmm.